Even Front College Football Show, Week 12 reaction. Grayson and Matthew here. Noah can't join us tonight. Let's go ahead and get started. Bama OU. Uh, Bama just saw it last year. They just had to lose to Oklahoma and put their playoff hopes in jeopardy. Bama throws for 400 yards, but 3 turnovers is what really cost them the game. OU keeps their season alive. Currently in the playoff picture. It's a great graphic right there. Um, would you
Noah would
say
be
this was?
proud.
Would you say this was more Alabama slip-ups or just a stout OU defensive performance?
It's hard for me to. Sorry, I'm doing something really quick. Uh, it's hard for me to take credit away from Oklahoma
Yeah.
after coming into Bryant Denny and beating Alabama. Not an easy thing to do. I think a lot of people wish they could do that. So obviously don't want to take away from Oklahoma, but I think there are some truths to the game. I think Alabama did dominate certain aspects of the game. Bama had 406 yards, 206 in one quarter. Uh, and Oklahoma averaged less than 70 yards in three quarters of football. So I think if it's kind of an outlier game, if you look at that game, and I just show you the stats without obviously minus turnovers. That's obviously what the game ended up being decided by. But I just showed you, hey, Team A dominated time of possession, dominated rushing yards, dominated passing yards for 4 quarters, and time of possession. And Team B was lackluster offensively. Their longest drive was 41 yards. Their second longest was 30. What team wins this game? No
You
one's
would think it's
picking.
a blowout.
No one's picking Team B. So obviously, credit to Oklahoma. I think a lot of the turnovers that did happen were ultimately because Oklahoma's defense is awesome. I think we knew that going into the game. Obviously, I didn't think their pass rush was going to be as effective as it was without our Mason Thomas, but I think I saw the first drive of the game. I was like, oh, that's not going to be an issue for them.
Yeah.
So I think Bama has a lot to learn from this game, though. What do you think?
Yeah, you can't take away credit from Oklahoma defense for getting 3 turnovers. Yes, Bama did not play a great game, and Oklahoma scored 1 offensive touchdown, but you just can't. If defense is what wins games, and it's always been that way, you just can't take away the credit for it. I think there's been a lot
Yeah,
of talk about Brent Venables can't coach. He's not going to be able to do well as a head coach. He's a coordinator. He proved everyone wrong. He's proved everyone
yeah.
wrong this year. He's got him one of the toughest schedules in the country. He's got him at 8-2 right now in the playoff picture. Probably in. I really doubt they lose to Missouri or LSU.
I think this
So
was an important year for Brent Venables. His first
he
year
was
in the
on the hot
program.
seat.
Before they joined the SEC, I want to say they go like 7-6, something wild. And they joined the SEC, have another down year, which I mean, as expected, joined the SEC. And then they come back this year, and now they control their destiny, and I believe they're going to be in the college football playoff with these last 2 games.
Yeah.
Bearing that I think LSU and Florida or LSU and Missouri. I think they're going to win those games. I think they're in control of their destiny. And tip my hat to Brent Venables. I
There's
think
not
he's
much to say. Sorry, there's not much to say about Oklahoma besides their defense is great, but there's a lot to talk about Alabama. And where do you go from here? I mean, offensively, it's kind of just been a decline since about the Tennessee game. It's just
yeah.
we've seen a lot of struggles. Just Ty doesn't look as comfortable as he did in the pocket. Just the run game was okay against Oklahoma, but when you throw a pick six and you fumble the ball, I don't know if Ty's holding on to the ball too long. I don't know if it's O-line play, probably a mixture of both. But
I think a lot of it has to do with the reality is the Alabama offense has been completely dependent on Ty Simpson. And at some point, you can't put all your weight on a team or on all your weight on one guy and expect it to go good every week. And I think it caught up to him this week. We saw Ty Simpson still passed for 300 plus yards, but Ty Simpson had a down game for his standard, and Alabama paid the price. I think there were some positives for Alabama. I think the run game. I think they won't say that it was great, but it was better. It was a better week for them. Uh, I think they found their number one running back. What do you think? You think
Yeah,
Hill's going to be the guy?
I don't know why we talked about this earlier. I don't know why Miller's getting reps right now. I really don't. I get he's a leader in that locker room, but why is he getting any
It
reps? He doesn't read the gaps right. He doesn't hit his holes.
it
I don't
wasn't
know.
necessarily that Miller was getting reps because I mean you gotta have multiple backs. It was when Miller was getting the reps was what was questionable to me. Daniel Hill obviously was the hot hand. He had like a 25-yard run. Obviously was more explosive than any running back I'd seen for Alabama this year. And then when it gets to the clutch fourth quarter moments, you're giving the ball to Jam Miller. I just didn't get it. I don't think anyone in the stadium understood why they were doing that. There's several crucial downs, 3rd and 1s. There's no reason on 3rd and 1 not to have Daniel Hill in. I almost would argue that compared to their previous playing time, if they were equally as good, which I don't think they are, 3rd and 1 you would still put in Daniel Hill because he's 6'4", 240 pounds. So I was a little confused by their decision making. I don't think Jam Miller's a third down back at all, unless it's obvious passing down, in which I mean arguments are meant to be made there. But Daniel Hill looked good in the pass protection game to me. I think he had some. I think I saw Jam Miller give up 2 or 3 sacks. So, and
Yeah,
that's kind of been what
that's been why he's playing. And then
that's how
he's
Ryan
not
Grubb and
he's not
DeBoer are
doing.
defending him. So when you
Yeah,
come out there and you're not rushing as well as Daniel Hill, and your pass protection is not better or on. I mean, I would say probably on par for the freshman running back. He's definitely not much better at pass protection from what I saw. Uh, so yeah, they've got to figure out the running back situation. I think, I mean, Alabama, you could call this cope or whatever. I saw Ryan Grubb came out and said he thought Alabama offensive line played one of their best games. He said it sucks that it didn't. It sucks that it went bad in a lot of situations. But he said he saw the level of physicality he hadn't seen all year, and he actually pointed to the running backs as to why some of these runs aren't working out. It says they're not hitting the hole, they're bouncing it or whatever that may be. So maybe that new rotation O line, which I think was a surprise to everybody, is going to be what they go with moving forward.
yeah. I think they had Formby. They had Formby at guard and Carroll at tackle. It was something interesting.
No, it was form.
I think it
Yeah,
was.
that's exactly what it was. Yeah, which Formby at tackle has never made sense to me. He is
He's too slow.
ginormous. He's too slow. He's huge. I mean, you saw it in the game. There's a couple times he just gets his hands on the guy. He's going to block him. His issue has been
Yeah.
touching the guy. So I really think, and I really would say the same for Caden Proctor. As good as he is, I think he would be a better guard, which I guess Alabama just doesn't recruit good offensive tackles, so they're having to play these guys that don't really think are tackles that tackle. I don't know what the answer is there because obviously there's issues in the tackle position right now. They're having to
Yeah.
shift O line in week 12.
I mean, let's talk about the Iron Bowl for a second. A little 2-week preview because that's no SEC teams have big games this week really. Yeah, I mean just early Iron Bowl predictions. You got Bama has to go 2-0 if they, and this is, I mean, maybe the biggest game of the boys' career. And of course, if you're a Bama fan, it's a night game at Jordan Hare with a subpar Auburn team, which has tended to be Bama's nightmare over the past 20 years.
I think
You just
Alabama has a chance to end the Black Magic streak. I think it's.
maybe
I mean, to
you
be
just don't know how
fair,
it's gonna go.
hadn't gone too well in Jordan Hare for Auburn the past couple times. So
But I mean, Bama's got 2 weeks to figure out their offense. They've it's got to get back to how it was looking. And the thing this year is that everyone was like, it's more consistent. That Oklahoma game was the opposite of consistent. That's exactly what we saw from Jalen Milroe last year. Just a fumble and a pick six, and it
yeah,
cost us the game.
that hadn't been what Ty Simpson is. I was
Hopefully,
talking to
it's an
some people about
outlier.
the game this weekend. They said Sorry, I'm blanking. You go ahead and say what you were gonna say. I lost my thought there for a second.
I mean, you have to figure it out if you're Bama, and hopefully, I don't know if an SEC championship is the only way you get in, because an SEC championship loss might kick you out depending on what happens, which would be crazy to me. But the way they set up the rankings tonight, putting Bama at 10,
Yeah, Bama at
you
10
know,
is scary. I think
they're
they're kind
setting
of
it up.
leaving the door open for
They're
Bama
setting it
to
up.
get. Which I guess we won't discuss what we think about the rankings right now. That'll definitely be discussed on Thursday. But like Bama at 10 is wild to me. I don't really know how you justify that.
We're
And I think
discussing that
it's
tonight.
I will talk about that tonight.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, Bama at 10 is wild, but yeah, it's scary going into Jordan Hare with not only their SEC championship on the line, and also your college football playoff hopes on the line, and you're
You,
going against the Auburn team that has nothing to lose. They're
I would not bet on that game. It could be a Bama blowout or it could be an Auburn blowout. I have no idea.
which if Bama can't go and beat that Auburn team for everything that's on the line,
They
they
don't
don't need to
deserve it
be in the
anyways.
playoff. I mean,
They
they would
don't.
lose.
They have 2 weeks to figure it out, but Auburn's had 3 weeks. They've had 3 weeks to prepare, basically.
That's
And
another thing
all
that won't get discussed about the Oklahoma game. That's like the fifth game in a row Alabama's playing a team off a bye.
it's true.
I mean, and give Brent Venables 2 weeks to scheme up any offense, and he's going to have some answers. So,
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, Ty Simpson's Heisman hopes are done after that game. Uh,
yeah.
now, I mean, the NC championship would be great for them.
Which is so
It's
funny. People are talking about how bad Ty Simpson played. Like, I don't think his
outside of
stats
the
are that
pick.
bad.
Outside of the pick,
You take away the pick six, you could probably win with that performance a
you
lot
do
of
win.
games.
You do
Yeah.
win.
Let's see here.
You make a field goal,
Yeah.
you win.
28 for 42, 330 yards, 67% completion rate, one touchdown, 8 yards per average. I mean, it's not really a bad
Do
game. I
you?
think
Let me ask you. Do you understand why Connor Talty was so mad? Or, I mean, was that not on him?
initially when I saw it and I saw the high snap, and I think the announcer said something along the lines of, "Oh, it was a high snap." Then I really looked into the play because I was just like, everyone's talking about it. His rhythm does not get affected at all. He does not.
No.
He does. There's no hitch in his rhythm, which is what they were saying. The snapper did his. I mean, the snapper didn't really do his job. I mean, you really do need a good snap there, but all else the same. The ball was down in time for him to kick it. Laces pointed away, and you shank it 50 yards. I mean, you're the kicker for the University of Alabama. You're not at Northwest State. You're at the University of Alabama, and you're letting something like that. Not just you didn't just miss it. I've never seen a college kicker miss a kick that bad.
He's missed
After
multiple that bad this
after
year.
after they go for it on 1st and 10 at like because they don't have any confidence in him to kick a long field goal. So they risk not getting a field goal at all to get him another 8 yards closer, and then he still misses. It blew my mind. And
I, I
Alabama
don't know
has
what he was yelling at because maybe it was the guy jumping over the line. That's not the guy who got a hand on the ball.
he's yelling at the snapper.
For what? The ball
I mean
was down in time.
it was a bad snap. I'm not gonna say it wasn't a bad
It
snap.
didn't affect his rhythm. If he's
See, I don't know. There's just a lot of. I mean, I just look at the special team unit as a whole because that guy's like the snapper. That his only job is to put that ball right here. It's like it being up here. I can see how that messes up things up, but at the end of the day, my whole stick is you're the kicker at the University of Alabama, and the ball was placed in time.
yeah.
And let's not act like he hasn't had those issues all year.
Yeah.
Let's not act like that was an outlier. I mean, so
Cost him the game.
I talked to some of my friends this weekend about this. What is Alabama going to do in this hypothetical scenario where Alabama suddenly flips it around? Let's say they're in the semifinals playing Indiana, and it's 23-21, and Bama's on the 30-yard line. Are you kicking it?
I'm not kicking it. I'm not
Not,
kicking it. You do not put trust in that guy's hand. He has not made one clutch field goal this year. You can't. You can't do it.
yeah.
If it's fourth, maybe it's 4th and 20, you kick it. If it's 4th and 3, you can't kick it. You
Interesting
gotta go for it.
stat about Talty. There's not been a game this year where he makes a field goal that he
And
doesn't miss
doesn't
one.
miss one. Yeah.
I mean, that's just wild. And you're the kicker for a premier SEC program. I just find it hard to believe that Alabama can't go get a better dude. Not to be too much of a
All right.
hater.
Let's move on. Let's go over Navy South Florida really quick. Uh, Not much to say other than Matthew was right.
Not much to say. I bet that is what you would say.
Other than Matthew was right. South
That's right.
South Florida gave up. I mean, I think it was 3 50+ yard runs. They were just not prepared for that game at all.
The
Uh,
number one rushing offense in the country came in and ran the ball on USF.
I'm not disagreeing with that. I'm just saying I still think South Florida out talents them, and they just were not ready for the wing T-bone or whatever it is that
Well,
they run.
when you give up 338 rushing
You're not
yards,
gonna win.
yeah. Which I mean, funny enough, USF had more yards. It's about
Yeah,
inverse. The stats are about exactly inverse,
I
actually.
think that's a little cherry pick because Florida came back at the end, and Navy was really just holding the ball. But
Yeah, I mean, I won't say I exactly predicted how that game was going to go. I didn't think it would be as high scoring as it was. Uh, Drew Cronick, their offensive coordinator, that was actually one of my old head coaches when I played at Mercer. And I want to say the year before I was there, they were averaging like 48 points a game. So he's a great offensive coordinator, and I think he schemed them up. And me and you were just talking about this before we started. It's a little weird not to see Navy at least in the top 25 with the
or
other,
JMU.
or JMU with the other group of five teams. I mean, honestly, I think Tulane is the best team in the group of five, but I think Navy goes in and beats USF, and I would say dominated them. And you're in first in the American Conference, where JMU or the same conference Tulane's in. You're in first, and you're ranked behind them. I think that's weird. I think ultimately the Americans are going to come down to the American game, the American championship game, and at that point, I think JMU probably has a path because I think they're going to win the Sun Belt pretty handily this year.
Yeah. I mean, I really don't know who you'd give it to. I mean, let me look at the standings for the American. You've got East Carolina, North Texas, Tulane, and Navy with one loss. I mean, I don't know who gets in with those tiebreakers. North Texas got a win over Navy. I don't think Navy gets in. I think it would be Tulane and North Texas.
People aren't talking about East Carolina and the American. They're 5-1. Just beat Memphis this weekend. Should have beat Tulane.
I think they have a loss to some. They either lost to Tulane.
They have 3 losses, but I'm just saying, as far as the American goes, they got the same record as Tulane, North Texas, and everybody else. Like, there's a world where a 3-loss team is playing in the American championship game, and
And if
then
that 3-loss team wins, that's JMU's path.
that's knocks out JMU. So that's how I see JMU getting in. Obviously, the committee values the American much more than the Sun Belt, though.
Yeah.
That's just.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, if Navy got a big lead, which they did, I think they got up 24-10 or something, 24-14. The game was over. You're just not going to get the ball back enough to get ahead, especially when they end up putting up 20 more points. So,
Yeah, like I said, I watched that game. Navy was dominating pretty quick. It was kind of, they got this really big lead and kind of just, they weren't necessarily taking shots. When it got close, they put it away. I want to say, yeah, I don't think, I want to see who ended up playing. I was about to say, I don't think Blake Horvath played. If he did, it was in a limited role.
he played.
I saw several touchdowns. Player stats. Blake Horvath did play. So they have another running back or quarterback that's good that played a lot.
Yeah.
Maybe Braxton Woodson. I think he scored like 2 icebreaker touchdowns.
I mean, they've got Tulane in the playoff right now, so that's if they went out, that's who it's going to be. I don't
Yeah.
know how the ACC is going to shape. I mean, let's move on with that. Duke loses. So an ACC team's probably getting in unless SMU wins out. Um,
Yeah,
I don't know.
that game
SMU's
really
got
freaked
to win
me
against
up.
Miami, so maybe not. But
Yeah, that game was weird to me.
yeah, 38-3. I don't, not what we predicted. Not that we were predicting based on what we thought, or it was 34-17. I'm tripping.
Yeah, I think
Um,
we both kind of, or all three of us, kind of unanimously agreed that no one really knew what was going to happen in that game.
yeah,
I think we were proven right because we
yeah.
obviously didn't know what was going to happen. Uh, yeah, that was one of the games. I think it was going on at the same time as another game. I couldn't watch it, but I like glanced at my phone, and it's like 34-10,
Yeah.
and Darian Mensah has like 100 yards on like 22 or 25 attempts.
Virginia
That
came in with a game plan.
so Noah's take of him being in New York is probably done with after that one.
Not gonna happen.
Not gonna happen. I thought Duke, with everything that was on the line that game, because that was a big game. I think they win that game. They can play in the ACC championship, but they didn't. So
Does a 7-3 Pittsburgh after that loss to Notre Dame, they'd have to beat Georgia Tech and Miami. Do they get in?
well, we know the committee's pretty high on Notre Dame, so they may not hold the Notre Dame loss against them.
Yeah.
Although, well, whatever. I'm a Notre Dame hater. Not afraid to say it. It's the one team I'll publicly come out and say I don't like. Not a fan.
Why? Because independent.
They're independent. They play a pipsqueak schedule. They lost the two big games they played this year, and they're still going to get in the playoff, which is like, I think Alabama should go independent.
I don't hate
Let's
them
do
getting
it.
in. I don't hate them getting in the playoff. I hate them being ranked. We'll talk about it later, but I hate them being ranked so high right now. I think
I
that's
hate that you schedule these two big games that are supposed to be like on your resume so you can get in the playoff, and then you lose them, and then your brand value just carries you to the playoff
yeah,
anyway because you're Notre Dame. Because they
yeah.
haven't beat anybody. Like if Alabama played that schedule, they'd be not
I
Alabama.
mean, look at
Any SEC
Vanderbilt.
team.
Look at Vanderbilt. Two
Yeah,
losses,
Vanderbilt
Bama
played
and
that schedule.
Texas. No, Vanderbilt's in this two-loss team. Bama and Texas. Better wins.
Yeah, the difference between Notre Dame
Not
and
extremely better
the difference
wins, but
between
they do
Notre
have better
Dame and
wins.
Vanderbilt is that Vanderbilt plays like 6 games, the equivalent of the 2 games they lost. So
Yeah.
I don't understand the Notre Dame thing. I mean, they're obviously good. They beat Pitt. Wow, big win for them. Man, they're number 9. So
I mean, I guess Vanderbilt typically didn't have a ranked win, but the reason some of those teams aren't ranked is because they lost to Vanderbilt.
yeah, I don't know. And Bama's win over Vanderbilt. I don't know.
I don't hate it. I just don't. I think Notre Dame and it should be Oklahoma, Bama, Notre Dame. But we'll get to that. We're talking about it too much. So let's go to Georgia, Texas. Um, is Georgia the best team in the SEC right now?
I'll do you one better. I think Georgia is the best team in the country. I seriously do. They're getting better every week. I think I said it before the game.
I mean, I think they have the best coach in the country, so they're always, you'd see Saban teams take a loss early in the year, and then by the end of the season, they were looking like the best team.
Who was their
So,
loss to? Their loss is to Alabama, which I mean, not a bad loss. Even that game's starting to look like an outlier. It just is.
well, I mean, that's what Ty Simpson was doing earlier in the year. He was coming out and playing perfect, and you're not going to beat a Bama team with that defense if Ty Simpson plays perfect. So
Yeah.
you can't really hold that
Well,
against Georgia.
I think there's 2 stories to that game. Georgia has gotten a lot better since that point. Good teams tend to do this throughout the year. I think Alabama kind of was more like,
Yeah.
but
Well, Bama has a chance to go back up.
they can, like I said, they handle their destiny. If this game is like not your rival and you're looking at this, to get the playoff, I have to beat a 5-5 team. in an FCS team, you're probably like, oh, I like my shot, but it being in Jordan here at 6:30, it's pretty scary. But we won't talk about that. Let's talk about the Georgia Texas game. What do you think about Arch Manning? How he kind of looked?
Uh, I think he's still. I think he'll be back next year. I think that describes what we saw. He's just not ready
I think
against a
Noah said
defense like
that.
that. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean he's gotten better since the Ohio State game,
I didn't
but
see
he's
he wasn't making any mistakes. He's just not ready. That's just all it is. He's
I
not
mean
to the point.
he's an SEC quarterback. He's just not.
Hey, next year he'll probably be in the Heisman talk again. It's
Yeah, I
just
mean
he needs another year to grow. He needed this year to play and get into it. Because as you know, I'm sure everyone knows, in Louisiana he played in some of the lowest talent division ever, and now he's going. This is really the first time he's played, and he's playing it in Sanford.
his first
It's
ever
gonna,
game was against number 2 Ohio State.
yeah. I mean, you
I mean,
you gotta give him time. He hasn't been
which I
playing
will say,
bad either.
a very similar story is Gunnar Stockton. Gunnar Stockton's first start came last year against Texas. They lost, or I don't know if that's the
No, they
game.
won. Georgia won that game.
Oh, yeah, okay, yeah.
It wasn't.
Stockton
He
comes in
came in
and
at
wins.
half. He came in at
They
half.
played about the same amount of football. Gunnar Stockton is awesome. He's getting better every week. If I were to remake the even front top 10 quarterbacks, I'd probably put him top 5 now. He's gotten better every week, and he's very consistent. And for whatever reason, if it's 3rd and 15, there's not many more guys that would want the ball in their hand than Gunnar Stockton.
Yeah. I mean, the even front top 10 QB list did have him ranked. I think we had him 6, so we
He
weren't
was 6.
disrespecting him.
Yeah, I thought he was good then. I think he's great.
He
Uh,
doesn't make mistakes.
as he comes in and wins these bigger games, and like I said, Georgia's playing very complimentary football right now. And your defense can go get stops and you can go score. You're going to win games. Alabama's good at that at the start of the year.
Yeah.
I need to stop talking about Alabama, but when your defense gets stops and you go make plays, you're going to win the game. Like you said, I don't think Texas played bad. They kind of lost control near the end of the third quarter. It was actually like 14-10 with 3 minutes left going in the
14
fourth
to
quarter.
10. They didn't get a stop. Georgia got an onside kick. Game was over.
Yeah, and that game ended 35-10, so kind of blew that out of the water.
Yeah, Texas playoff hopes are gone. They would have to keep that game close. So
Yeah, I mean, the only thing, if I'm a Texas fan, I'm just hoping I can go at least take Texas A&M's first round bye, which I really don't even think it could happen at this point. I would go try and knock them off. That's about all
that
you can
first
hope
round
for as
bye
a
would be
Texas
gone.
fan.
And if Texas A&M loses that game, then the SEC championships Georgia Bama, I believe, and a rematch.
That would be good. I think. I mean, obviously the Georgia champ. Or how is Ole Miss? Why is Ole Miss not in the
Because their
conversation?
strength
What
of
they have
schedule is
like
worse.
an unlucky tiebreaker. Like they just don't have a good
Well,
tiebreaker.
the tiebreakers have moved from head. You were correct when you were talking about it earlier. The tiebreakers have moved from head to head. This now strength of schedule's first. I don't know why head to head's not the first. I
That's
don't
not
know
what you were
why.
saying to me.
No, I'm telling you, I was wrong. You were right. It's moved. Why is strength of schedule ahead of head to head? That doesn't make any sense
There
to me. I
is
feel like that,
scenarios that Bama gets played out of it, even if they do beat Auburn.
if
I
you're a
want to
Bama
say
fan,
if
the,
Florida
the one
or
scenario,
if
if
Kentucky
Vanderbilt
beats
loses to Kentucky, then it's Georgia. But if Vanderbilt wins, it's
or
Bama.
or if Missouri loses to like,
No, it's all Van.
there's like
It's
several things that can happen. I'm pretty sure
but
there's
it's
like 4
the Vanderbilt game's
scenarios.
the main one. If
But
Vanderbilt
Texas losing
wins,
helped.
if Vanderbilt wins, there's no other. It's Bama's just in with a win. So if you're a Bama fan, you might be a Kentucky fan coming up here soon, but
Yeah,
might be best
I don't
case
know.
scenario.
I like Bama's chances.
So let's move on to our last game before the Notre Dame Pitt. Before we talk about the playoff, we'll talk about that probably about 30 minutes. So,
No, we got about 15 more minutes of pod, so you better use it wisely.
okay. Really quick, Mason Heinzel heavily overrated in the even front top 10 QB list. He's not a top 10 even front QB. Went to a big game, threw a terrible pick six on the second drive of the game. It was awful. I don't know if you saw it. It
Yeah, I
just did
want to
not.
say Notre Dame scored a touchdown. Yeah, Notre Dame scores like a 60-yard rushing touchdown. Then he comes out there and then throws a pick six, and it's 14-0.
He
And you're
was
just
he
like,
was 16 of 33 with 126 yards and a pick. It's just not it's not gonna cut it.
yeah, he probably would be knocked out of the even front top 10 updated ranking.
Yeah.
CJ Carr probably might would take his spot, to be honest.
CJ Carson, he did throw 2 picks, but doesn't matter when you win 37-15. So
My takeaway from that game is Jeremiah Love's a dog.
I think
That's
Jeremiah Love right now is my Heisman. Might be a hot
Yeah,
take.
he's not getting any Heisman talk. I saw some stat today. If Julian Sand and for Mendoza, if they were to with like their stats projecting how they are, they would have the fewest touchdowns since Cam Newton, passing touchdowns since Cam Newton. But Cam Newton had 15 rushing touchdowns and 1,000 yards on the ground.
Yeah.
I think that's a crazy stat. So
I mean,
this is setting up to be a bad Heisman year.
I know the game's just changed. You're not. I really don't think you're gonna see the 45 touchdowns again from a QB for the Heisman. It's just you.
I mean, that was
I just
like Joe Burrow. It wasn't
yeah.
that long ago.
No, I'm just saying. I think the talent's so much more spread out now that you're just not gonna see a quarterback be that
You're not going
dominant.
to get a quarterback throwing to Jamar
Yeah,
Chase and Justin Jefferson
to where he
anytime
can
soon.
just yeah. I mean, Bryce Young did it too. He had like 40 something touchdowns. It's just those are the 2010 numbers. It's going to be rare. Not saying you can't see it. And Jeremiah Love, his stats obviously don't compare the Genties last year, but he's already a 1,150-yard rusher, and he's averaging 6.5 yards a carry. He's got 14 touchdowns, and he's got the Heisman moment. That spin
Well,
move was something you'd see in a video game. So
I'll just say the Heisman voters kind of already set the precedent. It doesn't really matter how good you are at running back. You can be the best running back that the country's seen since Barry Sanders, like statistically, and you
that was,
still won't win the Heisman.
that was such a rob last year. They robbed Genty of the Heisman. I'm not
Yeah,
saying Hunter didn't deserve it, but we haven't seen something like that.
literally putting up Barry Sanders numbers
Yeah.
and did not win the Heisman. That
Not
was
saying
wild.
Travis Hunter's not good or didn't deserve it. I just think Genty definitely
I'll
deserved
say
it.
he didn't deserve it. I'm not scared to say that.
I'm
I
scared to
think
say it.
Genty deserved it.
All right. Final thoughts.
Clip
Notre
that.
Dame.
Clip that.
Okay. Notre Dame's playoff team. They're very good. Do they deserve to be ranked 8th? That's what we're about to talk about. Let's get that rankings up. There we go. Yeah, I mean, everything else I'm fine with. Oklahoma or Notre Dame and Bama should be switched. They just should. Notre Dame and Bama should. There's no reason Notre Dame should be ahead of Bama. There's no reason.
Yeah, they can't justify it. I would love to hear
I don't
their
understand that.
reasoning. It's recency bias. I mean, it is what it is. Bama lost one this weekend. Notre
I
Dame
do think
lost one.
recency bias matters, though. I do think it matters when you lose, and that should. But I still.
And Bama lost to Oklahoma. We went from
Bama has a win at number 4, and they played their worst game of the year, maybe second worst game of the year, and they lost to number 8 by 2 points.
Worst.
Lost to
They
Oklahoma
lost
by 2 points.
Yeah, they lost by 2 points, and
It's
let's
not like
not act
Oklahoma
like this
blew
was.
them out.
They missed a field goal and turned it over 3 times, and they lost by 2 points.
Now, if you're a Bama fan and the bracket ended like this, it's not going to, but you would take it. Because I don't know how far Bama moves up with an SEC championship win. Do they jump all the way to 4 and get a bye? I really don't think so.
They're not getting a bye anymore. They lost that privilege. But if the bracket sets up like this, Bama's probably feeling pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, playing in Eugene would be tough, but I think it'd be a good game.
Yeah, Eugene, Indiana. I mean, I think that's like the best side of the bracket. Where else would you rather be?
Yeah,
I mean, that is the best side of the bracket. I wouldn't mind being down there with Ole Miss, though.
If everyone says SEC chip, they probably jump to 6. I would say.
Yeah, I mean, that's probably going. Probably going to bump down Texas A&M, and I think it's only fair to keep Texas A&M above Georgia.
Yeah, move Georgia to 5.
I
I
don't
don't
know. I
know.
mean,
I
if
don't know
Bama
how this
beats
committee.
Texas A&M in their only appearance where they play each other, then the only differentiating loss would be like the Florida State game. So
I don't know. You just every committee's different. There's a new committee every year. You don't know how they're going to reward stuff. You don't know if they reward Texas Tech for winning out. It was interesting to me they moved BYU's on the bubble. I thought they would have kept BYU above Miami, but no, I think
it's
BYU is
not.
above Miami. It's
That's
just
what they
Miami's the
are. It's the
yeah.
conference
You're
ranking.
right. You're right.
Miami's going. They're projecting them to win the conference championship. I don't know. Texas Tech's going to be in. I think Tulane. They got to win the American. They'll be in. Texas A&M, Ohio State are locks. I think Georgia's a lock. Honestly, probably better for them if they don't make the SEC championship game.
Yeah.
Oklahoma. I mean, I'm not gonna say they're a lock because they got two SEC games left to play.
Notre Dame's a lock.
Notre Dame's a lock.
Oregon's a lock
Indiana,
to win this weekend.
Ole Miss is
Ole
a
Miss is
lock.
a lock.
Yeah, Miami. I don't think they're a lock.
The only
So
team that's really playing that's not a lock is
Oregon's got a
probably
big game
Bama.
this weekend. Oregon's got USC this weekend. I think they lose that one. They're
You
out.
think you think Oregon? Oh, thought you were saying you think Oregon loses. I do not think Oregon loses that.
I don't know. It's gonna be a good football game.
Yeah, we'll see.
What's his name? Lemon, Makai Lemon.
Yeah, it's a great receiver. Be first rounder this year.
That may be even front game of the week. Might
Was that a hint?
maybe. It may be a hint, or maybe I'm
Well,
throwing you off.
the even front production does not have many choices for the game of the week.
Yeah, the first
Could go Georgia
the
Charlotte.
the weekend before Thanksgiving was like notoriously like the worst slot.
Yeah.
I'll just be honest. Like we're like looking at what games we're going to talk about for next week, and we're like, oh. So who
There's
knows?
not many.
We may do the Mercer Auburn game. See if Auburn can keep their bowl game hopes alive.
That I think that's honestly a very close game. I think it
Yeah.
is.
Ah,
Close
that's
meaning one or two scores.
I got a lot of
Not
my
playing
buddies.
Ashton Daniels.
I think okay. I'm not gonna say Auburn definitely loses.
No.
But I think there's a world that game is close, and they're like, "Crap, we got to play Ashton Daniels."
Yeah.
That's what I think. I think Jackson Arnold can go out there and throw two picks, and then you're sitting there like tied at halftime or like down at 3 points at halftime. Mercer's quarterback is like has 33 touchdowns for 5 interceptions, and did not play the first 3 games. By the way,
Sorry again. Yeah, I mean, I doubt. I'm pretty sure they're not going to put Daniels in. You might see a little bit of Deuce Knight, but
I should do Auburn Mercer's the even front game of the week.
you do the even front game of the week.
No, but I should put it in the suggestion box that we have.
Yeah, you should.
Of course.
I actually think that'd be a great game of the week.
Plus, I think it would be cool. I'll put like a picture of myself in the graphic. That might be the move. Or whoever makes it.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, there's not much to talk about. The only thing that changed was Bama losing. Is there a chance we see any chaos this week? No. The week after that, though, maybe. So.
Yeah, I think most of the SEC teams, they're taking a well-deserved like bye week late in the year. A lot of them structure their schedules like this.
I don't understand what the hate against the playing the FCS team and is it just because it's in November? Because the Big Ten teams play it, they just play it earlier in the year.
Well, they get their bye week when they get to play like Temple.
Yeah.
Or like Rutgers. That's like their FCS team. Like if Bama played another SEC game, which I guess they will have to next year this week, it's just gonna funky it up. I mean, it makes the SEC twice as hard. Going another. I guess it's another. Like if this was the scenario next year, you've got 3 more SEC games. you're not even like talking about anything being a lot because there could be like
You have no idea
Ole
what's going to
Miss
happen.
could be the number one SEC team.
I mean,
By the
Bama's playing Texas A&M this week. That's
yeah,
yeah.
that'll be fun.
All right, I think that's going to do it. Not much to talk about.
All right, yeah.
We're really just waiting for rivalry week.
Next
Go ahead.
episode, stay tuned. It'll be the Week 13 preview, and we'll probably talk about the coaching carousel and kind of some of the stuff that's going on with that, and any other news that's popping off because the games aren't really that good. But we will probably review a couple of games that'll drop Friday at about 10 o'clock. So just keep your eyes out for that one.
Head turns, eyes out.
Keep your head turns and your eyes out for that episode. It's going to be a good one.
That's right.
Maybe I'm hearing whisperings that Jack may make an appearance. That's what I'm hearing.
We haven't seen him on the podcast.
He still is a host. If you were wondering what happened to Jack, we didn't fire him yet. He's getting there.
All right, that'll do it.